The last video on this 5.2 Magnum build, 318, we were showing the cam we're going to use and the valve springs. That video is there if you missed it. You can go check that out. On this video, we're going to discuss intakes, what intake I'm going to use on this build. You might be surprised. Today we're gonna see if we can get the intake off. That's not always as easy as it sounds. No, sometimes those bolts want to break off, and there's people that out there got tricks, but in the end, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We'll see what it does for us. It'll also give us a chance, if we actually get it off, to look inside the valley and see if it's all rusted, clean, or anything else. We're just trying to clear junk out of the way as we go, and these bolts, the problem is they want to twist off. They're awful small. We'll see if we run into a problem where they want to twist off on us. We'll deal with it as we go. So far, so good. I'm 3 for 3. We're down to our last intake bolt. So far, not a one of them has snapped, but some of them look like they were about ready to. Let's see if I can get lucky and get that last one out of there. You know what they say, it's better to be lucky than good. I'll take you with me on that last one just for a victory lap. I'm just using a 1/4-inch drive ratchet, and then I kind of just jar it loose and knock it loose. Hard to do it with the camera in the hand, but I think we got them all. Yep. Distributor out of the way. Maybe. We have this EGR pipe that comes out of here and enters into the exhaust manifold. We gotta break that loose and get that away from there. Like so. Boy, so far everything's cooperating. That's strange. Really makes a guy suspicious. So now we're gonna take our screwdriver. In this case, it's gonna be a pry bar. Let's just see if that intake will pop up for us. Right at the front of the engine, I'm going to see if I can go off this water pump housing to this portion of the intake. And pry a little bit. Hey, look at there. It's broke free. I'm going to see if I just can't set you guys up there, and that way you'll get a front row seat in case anything goes wrong. I'm gonna call that a victory for today. We accomplished what we wanted. I got some cleaning to do in here a bit and stuff, but for now I'm just going to lay a towel over this, and I'm going to quit while I'm ahead for today. This is the start of the 318 Magnum build. It's the start of the teardown. I like the looks of it with the towels there instead of the intake. Yeah, the intake, there's the factory unit. We won't be using that. The intake that we chose to go with is the YN Stealth number 8022. We almost went with a Action Plus. I have that intake too, but we had both of them. I also have an air gap. I didn't want to put an air gap on this particular build. However, we went with this one because I thought it better matched the heads we're going to use and the cam that we are using. So they list it as idle to 6,000. I'm not sure there really is such a intake, but they claim it. I'm going to say it's probably closer to a 1,500 RPM to 6,000 intake, but we're okay with that. I bought this intake maybe 3 years ago. Bought it secondhand. So we had it sitting around. But it's a nice intake. They are a dual plane intake. You can see it's a dual plane intake. The runners and the ports will match the heads very well. So it's kind of the purpose why we're using it. Yet we can paint it engine color, and it, well, not really, but kind of even sort of resembles a factory intake almost. Kind of. Not really. So this is the intake that's going to be on top. Keep in mind, these parts can be changed. If we're not happy with how something is performing, we can change it. Just because the engine's together don't mean we're assembling it with JB Weld never to take apart again, or Gorilla Glue. No, it'll be with bolts and gaskets like you'd expect. I feel really good about where we're heading with this build. I really think we got a cam that's going to make reasonable power for our application. You know, around the 5,000 RPM mark, which we really need. We're going to have to make power someplace, guys. The Change and Challenge Duster has a stock torque converter and 294 gears, and there's no 4-inch arm in this block. It's a 331 stroke. So it is going to take someplace, you know, it's going to take some power to make up for what might be a soft 60 foot time. So don't hold your breath on this cutting 1.7 60 foot times. Don't even. So I think that we've picked out some components that are matching. Stay tuned if this build is interesting to you. And we're going to, throughout the winter, keep going with this. We're going to keep on this. And by spring, we're hoping it's ready to drop in. Should be fun. At least fun for us. We appreciate you joining us, and we appreciate sharing with you our build. Win, lose, or draw, you're going to get the truth. So we'll see what it does. Time will tell. Never know. I mean, how can one really know?